Prez with the hydrate. Prez, I got you in just 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get an introduction to Miss Riley Grace. Riley, you're live. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing phenomenally. We're doing my favorite thing to do on stream, so I'm loving it.
I'm so glad. Thank you for having me. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a ton of fun. So, Riley, the thing I like to do when I start off on these adventures, I do what I call a mental health check. I do a mental health check on my friends because I consider anybody that comes on here or spends any time with me in either my Discord, in my stream, or joins the stream with me like this for a collaboration, I consider you a good friend. Not to mention we've known each other for a good minute now, a couple months at least.
Definitely, yeah.
Hainsey with the shot. I did not take that off. Okay, so Riley,
You're taking shots.
I have a thing on my channel. It is a channel point redemption where I will take shots for if they redeem it. Also, I take shots for subs. If I get 2 subs, I'll take a shot as well. So I know you was talking about you a little bit nervous. Would you like to take a shot with me before we get started?
Shot. I'll have a cheers with you. I have a handy dandy beverage ready.
What the hell is that? Is that an iced mocha latte something?
No, it's basically the dude. He drinks White Russian. It's a White Russian. Cheers.
Dummy, thank you for the lurk. Montana, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Glad to see you.
Thank you, Montana.
Right, looking at almost as amazing as my beard. I don't know. I think she's beating the beard out tonight. I'm just saying. I didn't comb it. I didn't brush it. Where's my brush at? I bet my son ran out. No, it's right. Hold up. Pause 2 seconds. Get it. Gotta match the energy. I didn't put my fancy shirt on. She's got fancy clothes on. I should have put my fancy shirt on. Look at her with a fancy glass. Yeah, that is a fancy ass glass.
Lenny Lebowski, am I right? I love the dude.
All right, so KZ redeemed shot time. Cheers, brother. Thank you for that. We're drinking moonshine tonight, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, I still have not made it back to the store to get whiskey. And I'll be honest with you, after the last time I had to drink whiskey on stream, I'm kind of okay with that. All right, so I like to do a little mental health check for my friends. So Riley, mentally, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, for the most part, this world is chaotic and crazy. This world of streaming, and with a lot of highs and lows.
Nice.
I'm coming up right now, and I feel pretty good right now.
That's awesome. KZ, by the way, fuck you. Leave my alter ego out of this. We're not going to talk about that right now. But yes, streaming does have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. The highs seem like they're untouchable, and the lows feel like you're getting dragged through the dirt. So I fully agree with that.
They come out of nowhere. You never know when they're going to come.
Yeah, they do. So let me ask you, whenever you're dealing with a mental bad day, what is something that you do as a person that can help kind of put yourself back in check?
Okay. I go back to what soothed me as a younger kid. A little backstory. I'm adopted. And for whatever reason, it made me very clingy to my family. And I didn't have a lot of friends. And I just was by myself, and me and my brother. And my brother was my best friend ever. And we're both artistic people. He did more filmography, and I went to music. So for me, if it's downtime, I play, write, sing, anything. I do guitar and piano, and it's like writing in a journal. It's just like a release, like something that I need to do. So usually it's music.
That's a good answer. I like that. We all have our muses. So to just kind of touch on why I asked that question. A lot of people, I've had a few people ask me why. The main reason I asked that is because we all deal with stress. We all deal with the bad stuff that comes in our heads differently. So So the main reason I like to ask that question is because the way you deal with something might inspire somebody to be like, okay, maybe I should try that out. Just like the way I deal with something might be completely different from you. You turn to music, I turn to myself. I turn to I don't want to say the thoughts in my head, but it's basically the thoughts in my head. I deal with myself. I talk to myself. I have a lot of conversations with me. Probably not the most healthy thing in the world, but I like to give myself advice on things.
It can be. Do you meditate?
Yes, I do.
I would say that would be my other one. If it's not music, it's meditation. It's
So
prioritizing those thoughts by shoving them away and just getting zen.
I have two different methods of meditation. One of them is the common where you shut everything out and you just you focus on yourself and you do the I actually don't like doing that one. It is very effective. I will say that, but I do not enjoy doing that. My second method, I don't know if you know this. Like I said, we're still pretty new. We don't know each other on the more personal levels. I was an MMA fighter for a long time. So my second way of meditating, I go outside, I go to my heavy bag, and I let all those thoughts funnel to one spot, and I take all that out on the heavy bag. It sounds like a really weird way, but it's just one of those, like, it works for me.
It's an outlet.
Yeah. Right.
Any type of outlet for your frustration, you have to have something. You got to find something to get it out.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, I don't know if streaming does it for you. When I'm having a really bad day and I have stream coming up, typically stream will pull me out of my bad day. Like just knowing I'm going live and I'm going to have one of my friends come through and hang out. Most of the time, like I would say about 95% of the time, stream will bring my bad days to an end.
I 100% agree because I want to stick to my schedule and I want to do what I'm going to do every time, but I'm not always in the mood. And I have like my regular RPG go-tos that I want to play and I want to play like start a game and get all the way to the end and finish it. But I have bad days and that's when I call my besties and I'm like, what are you doing? It's a Fortnite day. And whatever multiplayer day we can play, if I'm playing it on an odd day, it's probably a bad day because I just want to be with people. I want to be with my friends. So yeah, I agree.
Stream friends are a big key to bad days. Like Kainsey, I give Kainsey his props all the time. Me and Kainsey talk every day. Like there'll be some days where I have just like I'm like, hey bro, I got bad shit going on. He'd be like, all right, what's up? Let's talk, and we figure it out. And then we start talking about Pokemon or some other shit, and it always brings me out of the bad days. So shout out to Kainsey. He's a real one.
Shout out Kainsey. Also my go-to. Oh, sorry. He's like, you motherfuckers.
He's like, out here exposing me. I'm supposed to be the trolly asshole guy. All right, so Riley, let's jump into some questions.
Okay.
I asked this one first, just to kind of set the pace for everything. Riley, what is your ultimate goal when it comes to streaming?
Oh, shoot. Of course I took that drink. My ultimate goal, that one's a hard one for me because I'd have to explain why I started streaming in the first place.
Okay.
And I don't have a crazy big goal per se. I mean, maybe I should I dive into that?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll come back to that. Why did you start streaming?
Okay, let's do that because it's a big one for me because I knew what I wanted to do for my whole life. I always knew. I was in middle school and I was young and I was like, I want to go to the hair industry. I want to do hair. I want to make people look and feel better about themselves. That's what I want to do. So I graduated high school early with the intent to go to hair school. I went to hair school. I started right after high school. I did hair for 16 years. I opened my own salon and I got very seriously ill. And it pulled me out of the industry. I had to quit completely and can never even step foot in a salon.
2 seconds. I apologize. We have a raid. I did not see that coming in. Welcome in, Raiders. I am the Riddler 1370. I'm Twitch's favorite Viking in the making. Short, thank you for coming in. Thank you for that. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Short? How was stream? Did you end up losing tonight? Thank you, Kenzie, for the shout out. Tonight we are doing an interview. This is one of my favorite things to do on my channel. We are interviewing the one, the only, the amazing Miss Riley Grace. She is just starting to tell us about what got her started in her streaming career.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody.
Here from Short Fuse. How was your stream? How did it go?
A little rundown on myself. I am a variety streamer. I stream 4 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I love anime. I love Pokemon. That's actually how me and Mr. Short met, was via Pokemon. I interviewed him not last week, the week before last, I do believe. Maybe 3 weeks. I interviewed him a couple weeks ago, and it was phenomenal. We got to learn about him. If y'all like to check out the interview, if y'all never saw it or missed it, link is right there. Y'all can check it out. Short, thank you for that. I was about to say sub. I'm tripping. Thank you for that raid. I apologize. My brain just went crosswise. Thank you for that. I hope you had a great and amazing stream. I am going to jump back in here to talk to Miss Riley. I will try and keep up with chat here and there as we move forward. But yes, Riley, you were saying you got sick from your salon. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just explaining why I started streaming to begin with. My life got flipped completely upside down. And I had a condition that I was born with, but didn't know about it because I was adopted and weren't privy to anything really. And then I chose a career that slowly deteriorated my health, and I had zero idea until I could have died. Honestly, it was a very scary situation. And so I stepped away from my career that I'd worked 16 years in the making, and I tried to get other jobs, but the overexposure to the chemicals at the salon gave me chemical poisoning, and then allergies to said chemicals, plus a plethora of other things. Because my immune system was so low, I was just sick. So once I stopped going to the salon, that the chemical, I went through like a weird withdrawal, like if a drug addict went to a rehab and they'd have to go through that weird process. Like I was in bed for 5-6 months and couldn't get up. So once I got out of that, then it took me like 6-7 months to just function again. And I couldn't go to work. I couldn't have hobbies because all my hobbies included, it's an allergy to colophony. It's in like glue, household cleaner, shampoo, conditioner, soaps, everything that has a smell that says smells like lavender or something. I'm allergic to it. So I can't go to your house because you probably have fabric softener or candles or things like that. I can't go to a building or an office because they've probably cleaned with a cleaner. Anytime I'm in an enclosed space, I get really, really, really sick. So I just stay home. And I don't know, I don't know what to do. So being sad and at my lowest of lows, I've lost everything at this point. I've got 2 small kids who rely on me and I can't get out of bed. I didn't know what to do. So I turned to the only thing that gave me comfort, which was stories and games and movies and TV. And since I was a kid and being adopted, I don't have that. I don't jive like everybody else. You know what I mean? My personality is completely different from my parents and from my brother, and we all jive in completely different ways. So my brother, who went into filmography, me and him really, really bonded over cinema and books and movies and games. And it's just, I'm an 80s kid, you know, I'm 36 years old. I grew up with the original Nintendo. We had an Atari. Like I've done all the vintage games. I love them. They are what brought me comfort too. Like I went to uh, music, like I told you, for comfort, but I didn't have friends. I didn't have friends growing up. I was by myself, me and my brother. He was the exact same way. We're just introverted. We don't do anything with people. And if we do, we hurry and scurry out the side door and ghost out of there. So movies and TVs were my thing. It's the only thing I had left. And we talked previously about how cool Twitch was, how much we loved it. And we're like, fuck it. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see. And I started streaming early September. I made it up. It's a new word. It's a new month. I started streaming like February 1st, basically. And within a week, I met P2P, which is the Discord that helped me become affiliated super fast. I met some of my very bestest friends in this group. They were a huge, great community to join in early on, and it kind of just kept going better and better all the time, and I just have stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been good. So goal-wise, I just want to maintain, to answer your question, what is my goal at the end of this? I
Mm-hmm.
want to maintain my original feeling of I just want to come and be happy and share what I love with other people who love it as much as I do. And that's basically it. I don't know where it will go or what happens in the end, but if it makes me happy and if it makes you happy and we get to talk about it and share about it at the end of the day, that's all I want.
That's a good answer. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was expecting something else. Not necessarily just from how I know you. I wasn't expecting just to keep going. That's a really good answer, and I think a lot of people get caught up on thinking that, hey, I got to push for partner. Hey, I got to push for this. I think that gets people hung up. I
I
think
think so.
having the main goal of saying, like, I'll say this: my main goal is to do this full time. I want to be a full time content creator. I do have my moments where I get caught up looking at my numbers because I'm like, I'm not doing something right because I'm losing people. But just being able to continue to grow, I think, is a very, very good answer, and I really like that. It's a really good one.
Yeah. Would it be cool if I could do this as a job every single day? Absolutely. If I could supplement the income that we lost by me not going to work, that would be lucky. I mean, I'm luckily in a situation where we also own a tattoo shop and our household is secure. But I feel, and I'm just gonna be honest, I just feel utterly useless all the time. So I'm like, I've been one to work 3 jobs at a time and go to full-time school or work 60 hours a week. I'm
Casey.
I'm not used to just being home. I don't like it. So
Mm-hmm.
when I am home, I am constantly busy. I do something all day, every day that has, I don't just sit. I can't. I get flustered and I don't like it. But I don't know, streaming has filled that void for me, and it's given me something to do and given me purpose, and I love to share it with my friends and community that I've met along the way.
You have a very amazing community. Just gonna throw that out there. Also, Casey's want to know he gets a free tattoo.
Yeah, just fly on over, Kainsey. We got you. If you make it all the way here, I'll make it happen.
You're gonna get a free smiley face on your left butt cheek. That's what you're gonna get.
It
Just a
might
little
just be
dot line. You're done.
it might just be fuck you, Kainsey, but I think that you'll love it.
I mean, instead of making it, she's planning to take out the plane.
He says that's his goal. He just wants me to scream it at him someday.
I mean, I agree. I think I have to say it a minimum once a day, just because he always says some dumb shit. You're like, all right, bro, fuck you. All right, so you said, look, backing up, you said something about you turned to music. What is your favorite thing about music?
Um, hmm, I don't know. It just gives me feels. I don't know. I grew up playing the piano. When I was in middle school, I started composing just piano music. I'm a singer. I grew up in a choir. When I was in my 20s and I moved out, I have a baby ground at home and I can't take that with me anywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I my brother bought me a guitar, an acoustic guitar. So I wouldn't say I'm like a fantastic musician by any means, but enough that I have a good ear for it. And I just would learn covers of songs and I sang at a couple events and venues and things in my early 20s. I quit doing that after a while, but um I just like the way, like I told you, it's an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
No matter my frustrations, it's usually just shoved through, you know? I like composing. I don't usually share those with people, but there's some okay ones.
All right, so what is your favorite instrument? I'm gonna assume the guitar because you have a guitar in the background. Is it
No, I do. I have a few. I've got 2 here, 1 here. Piano actually, because that one's my
Nice.
bread and butter. I actually took lessons since I was really young, and I play a lot. I play almost every day, and
I
the
always
guitar.
wanted to learn the guitar.
Yeah?
I learned the drums when I was very young. I'm not an expert on it by any means. I learned the drums, and then I was in the band in seventh, eighth grade ish. I played the trombone. I got kicked out of the band though. I got kicked out. I'm not claiming to be a god tier like person when it comes to that. I got kicked out because I hit somebody in the face with the little sliding part on the trombone. I this dude he was testing me and I was just like, hey bro, shut the fuck up. And he turned and he looked at me crazy. I was like, hey bro, I will slap you with this right now. And he didn't believe me. So he learned very very quickly that I was not playing. That
That's the
was
best way. I
uh,
played the saxophone. I played the alto saxophone in band.
Riley sent me. All right. Feel the Hextail, Shady Tree, and Steel 7. Welcome to the Great Heathen Army. Thank you for those follows. I'm sorry, I just now saw those. And Fear, I do interviews with other content creators every Monday. Sometimes it will change to Sunday or Tuesday depending on the other person's schedule. But yeah, I do this every Monday to whatnot. And if you want to go and catch any of the other ones, YouTube link is right there. I have all the previous ones on my YouTube channel. Sorry about that. So, when it comes to music and movies and stuff, you said that you're an 80s baby. Said that you had all the classics, all the good ones. What is your go-to comfort game?
Game?
Yeah, do you have a go-to game where you're like, you know what, I want to play this? Just for a comfort nostalgia sake.
You know what's crazy is that I just streamed this. I had so on Nintendo 64, GoldenEye 007.
Instant classic.
Instant classic. It's one of my favorites. We used to go to each other's houses and you'd have the 4 controllers set up and everybody's on 4 cameras. And my thing was lasers in the temple, automatics in the facility, and
I don't remember the map. I used to put the sniper in a tower.
yeah, see,
That
you
was
know though.
yeah.
Okay, so I looked everywhere. I looked on what is it called? eBay and everywhere. We have one of those used places nearby where you can find old Nintendo 64 games, and I could not find it anywhere. It's kind of a diamond in the rough. And then I mentioned it a couple times on my streams and had an amazing follower who told me that he had a copy of it. He sent it to me, and he's the most amazing person ever. And I just streamed it for the first time with my friend Chaotic Neutral Noodles, who is also a streamer. We did like a dual day because she lives by me and she came over to the house and we were playing it. And it happens to be 25 years since it's been out. So it was like, this is perfect.
That game is
So good.
I'll tell you right now. Open challenge to anybody. You want to smoke? I will destroy anybody in that game. That's for anybody. I love that game. I remember it like you said GoldenEye. It literally took me back to like my 6-year-old self with the fucking controller. Like, let's go.
Yes. I was walking around. I was like, this was my old hiding spot in this corner. And this is where this door opens up. And you run down there. And I was like, I was dying.
So
was also-
you had to have gotten super excited to hear that they're remaking it or remastering it. I don't remember.
No. I like the classics. I'm very particular in that way where it will never uphold the same love that I have for the old one. But I'll play it. I'm excited.
Oh, I might become a GoldenEye streamer. I might throw Pokemon out the door. It might just be GoldenEye all the time.
Right.
So for me, the older nostalgia games, I'm only 28, so I grew up with the NES and the Sega and all that. I had an Atari. I don't really remember playing it too often. My go-to game, I haven't played it on stream. I want to. Spyro. That's my go-to comfort game.
I don't remember that one.
It's the little purple dragon.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That is my go-to comfort one.
I have a second answer. Maybe
right.
Kane's can remember what it's called. Or no, if Nancy's still here. It's original Nintendo, and it's these 2 guys, and you can play it 2 player because me and my brother always used to play it. And they've got these white tank tops on, and it's like 2D, and they're walking around like this the whole time. And they're like, I can't explain it. Is it Double Trouble? I think it's Double Trouble, but we are two friends. Shut up, Kainsey. I liked Double Trouble. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. That was really good. My brother just came from out of state. I made him do a duo stream with me. He brought his Nintendo. We streamed original Nintendo, and we played Contra and original Mario. That was really fun.
Jimmy, welcome to the stream. Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to remember like all the other games. Like there's so many good classical games that just it brings so much nostalgia back to thinking about it. All right, so let's see. Let's jump into my next question. What am I at? I'm losing my spot. I apologize. Unprofessional. All right, so what aspects of being a content creator / a streamer do you enjoy the most?
Probably just, I mean, we might brush over kind of the same stuff a few times, but
yeah, it happens. It's okay.
For me, because I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, the friends that I do have, they're great friends. They're really close friends of mine. They're not ever as nerdy as me, though. And this is like the first time in my life where I get to hang out with people who are into the same stuff as I am. That's my favorite part about it. I could just sit and talk about all the nerdy junk all day, every day. I love it. It's my favorite. So I love getting involved in chat. That's usually why when I'm playing the RPG games that I'm playing, like I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. I don't really know what's going on in the game anymore because I'm just so involved in chat because I want to know what everyone's involved in and what they like, what they don't like, and I really do genuinely love getting to know everyone. It's my favorite part.
That is a good answer. I love that question because I always hear different answers every time. And each time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's a good reason to like this. For me personally, it's community. The community, just like I said, you come through and you get to hang out with people, meet new people. Like you said, you meet people that are interested in stuff you're interested in. And then you never know. So like take the GoldenEye talk, for example. You brought up GoldenEye. I know GoldenEye. That's a good thing that you would never have known unless somebody else was like, hey, I know that too. And being able to meet a lot of new people just from just talking to somebody about stuff like that is amazing.
Well, and I'm like, and on the high and low level of that, not only that, but you brought up mental health immediately. Our community is filled with a bajillion introverts. In your everyday life, you don't come across as many people like us. I was so fascinated by how many people are like us that struggle with mental health, that struggle with ADHD, ADD, those types of things. I have ADHD. Like I can just say something and you understand what I'm talking about. I don't have to over explain it. I can brush over it and move on. It's not like that everywhere else.
Yeah, I agree.
I appreciate it so much.
All right. I just lost my spot again. I'm sorry. I'm very unprofessional with my questions tonight. These things happen though.
You're perfect.
All right. So you're more about into chat and more into dealing with your chat more than the game, which is perfectly acceptable. I'm the same way. I'd much rather talk with chat than to play the game most of the time. But when you do have people in your chat, when you have first-time chatters coming in, just spamming messages, spamming sound alerts, or just constantly spamming something, and in the beginning, how do you deal with that?
I feel like I've been really lucky. I haven't come across it too much. I think it's fun when people spam emotes. I've had a few inappropriate ones that just probably make me laugh more than anything. If I do have people come in and they're a little bit too much, then I'm thankful for the team that I have, honestly, because for one, I don't get offended easily. If someone comes in with something offensive or badgering, you know what I mean? That doesn't say anything about me. That says something more about them than it says about me. And I'm a very patient person. My team, like Kainsey's one of my team, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they know how I feel about it. They will give warnings. They will, you know, try and settle the situation first because I don't like ever being rude to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we give as many opportunities as we can to like, okay, chill. And then if not, I mean, I just trust them and their judgment. If they feel like it's a ban worthy ban, then take care of it. I feel lucky and blessed in that aspect of it. They know how I feel and they know how I jive. So it just works out.
I agree. No, I've been in your streams for a while. I know how you are. I feel like you're a little bit more lenient with people, like I am. I'm very lenient. I give people a lot of chances, especially you can ask Kainsey. Kainsey will tell you right now. I'm very quick to be like, "Hey, bro, chill out. It's okay," and I'll leave them. Kainsey's quick to throw the ban hammer. I don't know if he does that in your channel, but he is really quick in my channel to be like, "Hey, bro, fuck out," and then banned. It's hilarious.
He's right though. He's usually
Yeah,
right. He knows
and
right off the bat.
he's a mod on my channel for a reason. I trust all my mods. If you are a mod on my channel, you have my undivided trust. So if Kainsey comes in here right now and he bans somebody, I'm like, hey, he did it for a reason. He's not just gonna ban you for no reason. So
No.
I trust all my mods very, very, very highly. So speaking of mods, how important are mods to you in your channel? In the sense of just like how important is it that you have somebody there as a mod?
They're everything. Honestly, I get choked up on that one. I knew as soon as you asked me, I was gonna freak out. I don't I don't know if it's just because like I'm an adopted kid where like the first people I ever trusted, they left. And
Hmm.
everybody leaves. And that's like my biggest weirdest insecurity and I don't like it. And I know that it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense, but I just don't let people in. And the only mods that I have are the ones who were like, "We love you. We'll help you. Let us help you." And I'm like, "I just can't. I'll figure it out." And for like months, they would badger me and they're like, "You need help. Let us help you." And I'm just like, okay, fine. But I don't think that I could do it without them. They're not only there all the time, but they help me behind the scenes. I just I knew I was gonna cry.
It's
They
okay.
mean
Take a breath.
everything.
It happens.
That's all. They mean everything to me.
So, do you think, in general, when it comes to trusting people, especially with being a mod, do you think that does stem from the being adopted part?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable to have trust issues when it comes from something like that. Uh, if I could give you some advice, try to trust just a little bit more, because not everybody is bad. Now,
No.
I will say there are bad people out there, but every once in a while, I'm not saying it has to be with like me or anybody else, but make a slight attempt to trust somebody. It will change. Now, if you sense the red flags and stuff, keep going how it is.
Right?
No, nothing wrong with being guarded at all.
Well, and one thing, I'll use this as a segue because when I was in my 30s, that's when I found my biological family, and that's why I'm like more emotional about it now than I would have been 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like 10 years ago I didn't understand it and I didn't know. But when I was in my 30s, I found my biological family, and by doing so, they call it coming out of the fog. It's a
Hmm.
big transition that adoptee adults go through. Most of the time, when you look at adopted kids, when they become 18 and adults and they start doing your own things, nobody questions what adults feel and say and think and do. You're an adult, you've gotten over it. But that's not true. It's
Hmm.
actually a huge marginalized group that is undertaken care of. There is no resources anywhere for anyone. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very small group of community. So in my Discord in particular, I have a section that's built just for adult adoptees. I've met multiple of them out here because we are all fairly similar when it comes, we all end up being artistic because we need that outlet. We all have the introversion. I don't know if that's a word, but we're very similar, I've noticed. I found a podcast that interviews adoptees and what they went through, and I found a book that across the board, other therapists, you have to have a therapist that deals with just adoption, because it is a very small field of qualified people who are able to handle it. And I found this just a great big support community that I had no idea existed until
Mm-hmm.
my almost mid 30s. So I decided that I was going to use my platform to share my experience and share my stories with anyone and everyone who also has zero support like that. And it's not that I didn't have it. Like, I had a great family. I had the best outcome you could have had, but there was just no way that they could have understood what I was going through. And so only other adoptees who are going through that can share that same experience. So anyway, I have like a section in my Discord specifically for that. If anyone ever needs a reach out and needs an extra ear, I'm here. I love you and I listen. And I know.
I,
That's all.
I can't say all right, I don't know how to word this without sounding like a dick.
No, I know.
I can't say I relate to the adoption part, but in a slight way I do, because I was actually abandoned by my father while I was still in my mom's womb. So I can understand what you mean by having trust issues with people, because I had those
Yeah.
for a long time, and then not having the ability to have somebody be like, I understand that you didn't have a father growing up. I understand like the feelings and the emotions that come with that, because I was raised by my mother, and she, I don't want to say she didn't do a bad job raising me. She did a phenomenal job. I love my mom to death, and I think she more instilled in me the older men tactics. You're a man, don't cry. You're a big man. You're a big boy. Be tough. And I'm trying really hard not to instill that into my son, because I want him to be like, listen, you have emotions. It's okay to deal with those. Because I don't want him to grow up and be, I don't want to say not like me, because I don't think I'm a bad person, but I want him to grow up and be like, I want you to be better than me. Control your emotions better than I do. And growing up, there was many nights that I'd just sit up, not necessarily sad or upset, but just being like, why was I not good enough for my dad? I don't know if that's the same kind of feeling that you would have as an adoptee, but
Mhm.
like there isn't a support system for stuff like that. Or if there is, the way you speak about it, I never looked into it. I think that's just more my men mentality, just like grit your teeth and deal with it. But yeah, knowing that there's a support system like that, that's phenomenal.
There
I
is.
would have never known.
You would have, and no, and you were definitely part of the triad without even knowing about it,
Mm-hmm.
because you're, and yeah, nobody knows how to handle it. And it's not until now has it just started becoming a thing. It hasn't always been there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just think it's so important to talk about mental health and things, and support systems and being there for one another. And like you said, our parents and their generation of things, even worse for their parents, it was like, you just don't talk about it and it doesn't exist. But it does. And we found that out slowly and surely. And
Mm-hmm.
now we get to be in that era where we get to raise our kids with a better understanding of what mental health problems can be and how to handle them and deal with them. And now we're all sitting in here in this support, in this community that happens to be like 80% of people who are having all these issues at the same time, and we're not talking about them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just smart to be there for one another.
I fully agree. All right, so to transition into something a little less. I don't know the proper word to use. I'm drawing a blank.
Intense.
All right, so let me ask you about backseating. A lot of people, a lot of streamers don't like backseating. What is your personal preference when it comes to it?
with it to an extent. I'm sorry, I keep messing up my camera.
No, that's okay.
If you ever come to my streams, you know that my approach, especially when I'm not okay, let's say when I play an RPG game in the storyline and I'm by myself, I'm so involved in the game. I'm obsessed and can't not I don't want to miss a word. But when I'm streaming, like I told you, I have no idea what's going on. There's a bunch happening. I'm trying to talk to people. They're telling me a story and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Let's just go run in and see what happens. And so backseating, I get a lot of people who are like, wow, she has no idea what she's doing because I just run in there and just go for it. There's the right way to do it and there's the Riley way to do it. And I just like to go in and struggle for a minute to figure out
Horizon.
where everything is at. And then I formulate a plan. So backseating, I'm okay with after you've seen me struggle for a while because I have a plan and a way that I like to do it. And if I need help, I'll let you know.
That's fair and understandable.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it depends on the game. Because if I'm playing, like, I'm going to use it as an example because I'll be streaming it when it drops. The new God of War game. If you're in a different situation, like Kainsey, he's across the world. He'll get access to the game before I did. I know he's not going to play it. He's done telling me he doesn't like those games. But if he was to play it and then I started playing it 12 hours later and he came through and started spoiling shit, I'd be like, all right, bro, I'm going to drop the banhammer on you bitch ass. Just because this is a game that I've actively spoken about on Twitter and my Discord, on stream, how much I love it. And if you was to come in backseating on it, it's like, all right, bro, you got to go. But then again, if it's something like the new Pokemon game coming out, maybe there's a hidden item that I don't know about. I'm okay with that. I think it really just depends on the game.
I don't like spoilers. Some people will come in and be like,
Yeah,
so-and-so dies in the end. And then
I hate spoilers.
Like, yeah, I'm just like 10-second Tom, though. I'm going to forget what you said in 10 seconds anyway. So luckily it's fine and I forget, but I don't like that.
I hate the pause, but give me just 1 second. The baby Riddler's going to say good night to everybody. Oh, come here. Whoa.
Eat.
Say hey.
Eat.
What are you doing? You going to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
You going to say good night?
Get your finger out of your nose.
Finger out your nose.
Right in the mouth.
This is my best friend.
He thinks Riley can do it.
She's not going to do it, buddy. All right. Tell everybody bye-bye.
Is he doing the sound?
He wants the...
I can kind of do it. No, I can't. Glass on.
Oh, all right. Tell them good night. We gotta get back.
Tell her bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you, buddy.
Tell Daddy night-night. Get Daddy
Mwah. Sorry. Let's see. Right here. All right. JT, welcome to the stream as well. I thought you was already following me. I'll talk to you about that later, brother. But all right, I know where I'm at now. All right. So with hate raids being a more common thing, and you know, I have a secondary question I ask with this as well.
Okay.
Do you think with the hate raids being a more common thing that's been happening, I know they died down for a while, but I did hear that they were semi making a comeback. Do you have things set in place for if you ever got a hate raid?
Not really. I mean, I've had a few people come in every once in a while and just like immediately drop something stupid that has nothing to do with me. They've never met me or lurked or, you know what I mean? Just like random people come in. And like I said, I don't get easily offended. And that's exactly that situation where it has nothing to do with me. And I can move on quickly from it. And I'm lucky for a team that will just take care of it quickly and I can move on. I don't really care.
Okay. Do you have something on a stream deck or something that's set up, or if you was to get a massive hate raid, to just be able to have your stuff go into the mode that it needs to go into?
No.
Okay. Fair point.
Kinsey, do I need that?
There was a large number of creators suggesting that you have something set up specifically for that. That way that if you got it, you pretty much have a eject button saying, I guess, if you got hit with something, you're good, you're ready.
Right. Huh?
In
Take
case,
note.
I mean, all right. So I don't know if you kept up with the gambling situation that's been going on with Twitch recently. The whole scandal going on where they're trying to ban gambling on streams and whatnot. Now, a large number of creators have been speaking about banding together and not streaming on certain weeks of the more active months of Twitch, like during December and whatnot, trying to do something with the gambling. Do you find that kind of offensive that they do that for gambling and not for hate rates? Not necessarily offensive, I don't guess that's the best word, but it's kind of messed up that they'll do it for something like gambling, but not something that actually affects other people's communities, like in the sense of being negative or negatively impacting, I guess.
I think that I won't call out any platforms, but there's multiple platforms that I've seen who are handling many things on approach of just a business stand front, and they're not supporting their streamers whatsoever. It only has to do with their own profit margin, and I think they're increasingly doing it not only with gambling, but other options as well. And I think it's scary because people are moving platforms all over the place right now because you can't trust where you're at, that they don't have your best interests in heart. And I just watch, you know what I mean? I don't like to jump ship and move to something else because some of them, I don't think that they'll stick. I think they like to test it out and see how people are going to react to it. And I think it's really sad when they don't support their biggest supporters, which is their community of affiliates who are working their asses off every single day to try and make things work. It makes me sad. I wish that they would take a better note of the people who are really, really trying out here. It doesn't seem like they are right now.
I agree with that. The only reason I ask that is because gambling seems significantly less of a bother than hate rates. And the fact that the bigger content creators are coming together for gambling and not for the hate raids that are actually affecting communities. There's a large number of communities that gambling has absolutely nothing to do with them.
Right.
There's a ton of people that won't ever see gambling on Twitch, but there's a ton more people that will see hate raids just because. So I was just curious if you had any thoughts on that.
It makes me wonder,
just popped up.
Oh yeah. It makes me wonder if because gambling is such a worldly beloved thing and hate raids are more centralized around a
Situational,
rare
I
group of
suppose.
people, I guess. I don't know.
I agree.
Maybe
I do
serious.
believe, just I guess my personal preference, I think if the bigger content creators, the partners of the platforms, was to come together for something, it should be something like hate rates, not necessarily gambling. I understand the gambling aspect. I read all the stuff going on about it. Didn't really affect too many people outside of the people that it affected. And you gave somebody, an addict called you asking for something. It's like you contributed to their addiction. Shut up.
Right.
Sorry. Personal preference. I know. I didn't mean to bring that up. It just it popped up and I was like, I'm gonna ask that question. It sounds good.
I like it.
So my next question is, do you schedule your streams based around like a statistic of what the best times to stream are, or do you just stream on your set days?
I stream on set days. I would love to find out when those like peak times are and everything, but for me, I have two small kids and they are little busybodies and they're crazy, and when I started, it was in February. And so I set my schedule around after they've left. I have time to get ready. I have time to stream. And then I go pick them up from the bus and then I come home. Like it has to be that or nothing. And then during the summertime, I kind of got to try out and see how they would handle. because by then they knew what I was doing, and on the weekends I would stream, and they would kind of know like it's tablet time or it's
Yeah.
quiet time, and they would do a lot better. And I was like, okay, they're actually okay with this. They can do this. So we did it all summer long, and I schedule around them. And
Nothing wrong with that. It's very important, especially when doing this type of stuff, to still have family time. Because I know there's some weeks where I catch myself always at my computer, always trying to focus on working on stuff. Having that time away from this and having family time is beyond important. I think setting your schedule around your kids' schedule and doing that way you can have your time to you and do this and then still have your family time. I think that's amazing.
Right. And well, realistically, whoever I've built upon in the middle of the afternoon is always going to be available in the afternoon. So why would I change my schedule to something else when I know when my people are around?
Yeah,
it just
I
works
agree.
out.
Oh, we have another raid. 2 seconds.
All right.
TMT Pizza Power, welcome to the stream. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I am the Riddler 1370. I'm Twitch's #1 Viking in the making. Not quite there yet. Pizza Power, how was your stream and what did you stream? Kenzie, can we get a shout out for? Hey, we already got a shout out. Thank you. He was streaming Horizon Forbidden West. Welcome in, everybody. Shadow Fox. I don't know how to say your name. Irishman. I'm gonna call you Irishman. There we go. Preston, y'all, welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all for coming in and hanging out with us. Randy, welcome in, welcome in. It was good, it was amazing, had a lot of fun. That's what I likes to hear. Twinkie, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for that follow. Y'all all welcome to the Great Heathen Army. My computer just like spazzed out.
Pizza Power. I love your name.
Pizza Power is actually going to be being interviewed next week, ladies and gentlemen. Give y'all a little heads up. He announced it on Twitter, I think yesterday, day before last, and we'll be putting out the promo for that tonight after we get done streaming. Yeah.
Early question: what's your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? I want to know.
I want y'all to know. I'm gonna me and Pizza Power talked about this yesterday. He puts ketchup on pizza.
I would do it.
I'm gonna try it. You can call me Niu, like mute. Okay, thank you. Ralph and Donatello. Okay, see that's a good one. I'm more of a Michelangelo kind of guy. I like how he's just kind of crazy with it. I like it.
Raphael, all the way.
Raphael's a good choice. I want you. So the new set of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the semi-live action ones, the CGI ones. My favorite line was from him, because he was like, "I'm a snap turtle fool," and then he jumped in and fighting. I was like, "That's fucking funny." Sorry. I've seen someone put ketchup on bananas. What? That's disgusting. Now I did tell Pizza Power. We talked about this yesterday because I asked him about it. Because my community gave me shit because I put ranch on pizza. And I was just like, yeah,
Pizza.
Ranch goes with pizza. I don't care what people say. I was told no. But he did a TikTok and he put ketchup on it. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like, my mouth just did something weird and it just like lost all moisture. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. But I told him I'd try it out. Ranch is good on pizza. Welcome in, by the way. Welcome in. But ladies and gentlemen that did join Raiders, we are doing a interview tonight with Riley Grace, as y'all can tell. So we are going to jump back into the interview, and y'all get to meet myself. Some of y'all are meeting me for the first time, so welcome in, and y'all also get to meet Miss Riley for the first time. Let me give you a shout out really quickly too, so they can check you out.
Oh, here comes a weird clip.
Actually, I don't have clips set on here. I took the clips off of the scene because I didn't want shout outs to happening while I was on the scene and then it take away from the interview.
Gotcha.
It's also why I'm pretty sure I don't have sound alerts on this scene as well. Be quicker. It's okay, Kainsey. That's what I got you for. But all right, next question. Let's jump into it. So, what do you do, or how do you deal with it when somebody receives your content poorly? So, like, if you put out a TikTok or somebody and somebody messages like, "Hey, that wasn't a good one,"
Not your top notch. I probably laugh, to be honest. I don't care. I don't know if you've ever seen my streams, but I
Yes.
just want to have fun. Of course, I'm gonna have stupid ass stuff all around. I don't know. It doesn't bother me too much. People just aren't gonna like you, and I honestly probably believe 80% of them aren't going to like me, but maybe more. I don't even know. It, I'm only doing it to meet people like me. And if you're not like me, then cool, bye. And move on to those people who jive like me and act like me and are interested in the same things like me. That's all I want anyway. So it doesn't bother me too much.
So, Mr. Johnny Boombots, I interviewed him last week. His answer to that question specifically stuck with me. He said that if you don't like my content, that's the good thing about Twitch. There's a million other people you can go watch.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he said that, and I was just like, that makes so much sense. Because, yeah, if you don't like my content, fine. There's literally a million other people you can go and watch. And you might find their content, and you might enjoy that more than you enjoy mine. If that's the case, then, hey, more power to you.
Exactly. I hope that you find exactly what it is that you're looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So, all right, let's flip that. How do you deal with it when somebody comes in and receives your content just amazingly?
It's just when I told you earlier, it's just rare in the regular world to find friends that are as interested in the same things as we all are in. And when I find new people, I just get so excited. They come in and they're like, "I love that too." And I'm like, "Tell me more. You like that movie? Who's your favorite actor? What do you like about it? What's the thing?" I get so enthralled. I want to know what you like about it, and I want to go talk about what I like about it, and it just makes me happy finding people who think it's as cool as I do, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point. I find people, I think I found the most a likeness when it comes to me meeting other people in the stream through anime. I'm a huge anime fanatic. I love anime. Like, it's almost all I watch. Like, I watch other stuff with my wife, obviously, but if it's my choice, I'm picking a new anime every time. And the amount of anime lovers you meet through streaming is, I've met I've met people, like, I had a stream where I quit playing the game just to talk to people about anime. Like, it was crazy.
It's funny you say that because I think in 2 weeks, I'm going to an anime tattoo cosplay convention. And I'm very, very excited. And I wish that I had stayed into anime as much as that I did when I was younger, because I really loved it when I was younger. And when I first started, music was a transition for me, but I also like to draw. Drawing is another avenue. And anime was my first caricature that I liked to draw. I liked their big eyes and I just loved it. So I'm really excited. I'm choosing an 80s, or maybe it's early 90s. I think it's late 80s. I'm doing Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind for my cosplay costume. I'm so excited. But I love people's anime love here.
I don't know. I have a whole shelf of figurines from animes. I have Thor's Stormbreaker hammer right there. I have Thor's Mjolnir hammer over there. You can't see it; it's off screen. And then I have I have Tanjiro's sword from Demon Slayer right here.
I definitely
That
saw
is
those.
that is one of my favorite animes at the moment. It's actually my number 2 anime, and I think I'm confident in saying when this next season drops, it's gonna take the number 1 spot. Anime is just a good release from reality. I think is the best way to do it, because you have so many stressful things happen throughout your day, whether it be from work or from the kids or something like that. Having something where you can just sit down and be like, "This is fantasy, and I like it." Boom. Like, currently, I've been getting a lot of people not talking shit, but talking shit in a nice way. I started watching One Piece about a month ago. One Piece has like over 1,000 episodes, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be watching it for the next 7 years." I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I'm already 140 episodes in. Shut up." Started a month ago. I literally like, and it's awesome because my son loves it too. It's like I'll
Yeah.
come home and he'd be like, "Pirates." And I'm like, "All right, bro, let's watch Pirates." And that's One Piece. So like we'll sit there and he'll cuddle with me, he'll drink his juice, and we'll just be watching Luffy and his people fight everybody. It's awesome.
I love it. That's so cute.
Kainsey was one of those people talking shit, saying I'm gonna be watching forever. Yeah.
When is Kainsey not talking shit? Let's be honest.
You know what? I believe he talks shit in his sleep.
He could even agree with you and he'd be like, you know what? No.
He's done that before. Me and him, I don't remember who was, I think it was with Gamer Boy. We was in the voice chat one day. It was me, him, and Gamer Boy. It was all three talking, and he said some wild, outlandish shit. And I just turned and looked at him. I was like, "You're fucking kidding me right now, right? There's no way. You're tripping." And then he stuck with it, hard at it for like another hour. Gamer Boy got off the call, and he was just like, "Bro, I was just trolling." I was like, "What?" I was like, "You fought tooth and nail for that argument." He's like, "Yeah, bro. I wanted to fuck the Gamer Boy."
Kainsey, that's my favorite part is you don't give a shit. You're just like, I just want to disagree with you for the next hour and I think it'll be fun.
I mean, it is. That's exactly. He does that to me just because.
It's so
All right, so let's
fun.
move on. I'm very curious to this one.
Okay. I'm scared.
No, because I always get excited for this question, thinking that somebody else is going to have a really cool method, and most of the people are like, nothing. So, do you take any steps to hype yourself up before stream?
Yes, but no. I have to hype myself down. Instead of hyping myself up, I'm hyping myself down. Because of what I do with my own stream. And on top of that, when I'm not doing my own stream stuff, I'm doing Skyline stuff. And it's consumes my entirety of my day. I've got 5 things going on at one time, 5 conversations going on at one time. I've got tabs going up across my screen the entire day on my phone, everywhere. If you're having a conversation with me, I'm also talking to 4 other people like at all times. And to begin a stream like that, it's intense and it's crazy. And I don't like to be that stressed all the time. And I thrive from it as well. Maybe that's why I like stress games so much, like the horror and the DVD, and even like dumb games like Overcooked 2. They're just stress games. I just thrive, I guess, in that type of situation. But I have to hype myself down. So that is actually when I turn to music again. I'll grab a guitar, I'll sing a song or two until I've calmed down, and then I'll hit go live. If I
That
need
is
to.
So my music that I listen to at the start of the stream, that's my hype music. Now you didn't. I had my camera already turned on, so you didn't get the full effect. So I toned it down definitely. I was singing. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Did.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm normally like I'm in the background. I have weights over here. I'm usually lifting weights, hype myself up, singing. Because like there's been times where like my wife, I have windows right here that lead to the rest of my house. This is my man cave, and she'll walk by and just see me, and she'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Leave me alone. I'm getting hyped. I'm happy. I'm about to do some stuff." So you say you like playing stress games and whatnot. What is your favorite stress game you played so far? Because I have a suggestion if you haven't played it.
Okay. I think Devour, a combination of Devour and Overcooked 2. Which are 2 totally different spectrums.
I was about to say that
but
those are completely opposites. It's like playing a kid's game and an adult game.
not though. Like I play them with Senior Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on who you're playing with, I guess. Devour is definitely my answer, but I play those games with him and we just yell at each other the entire time and it's so much fun.
I've watched a few people play Devour, Kainsey being one of those. I actually wouldn't mind playing that at some point. I don't know when.
Kainsey, you're not done. I'll see you next week.
That's probably exactly what's going to happen.
It's insanity. It starts out slow and you're just like gathering supplies for a while, and all of a sudden she comes out of nowhere, like the goat. The goat level is my favorite, and you have to like sacrifice the goats.
Weird songs.
You're just running, and she just keeps coming and coming and coming. It's insane.
Pause. I feel
It's
like
fun.
that was important. But no, so if I can suggest a horror game, I would really enjoy watching you play this one just because of the game. It scares the absolute shit out of me. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have avoided bringing it back to the channel to beat it because I need to. It's a game called Madison.
Madison? I'm writing it down so I don't forget.
It
Okay.
is. I want you to know it's one of those. It's a puzzle horror game.
Lindsay, write that down.
I'll send it to you on Discord just so you remember. But it's just the atmosphere it brings. So like I'm naturally not a scary person. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I being afraid doesn't sit. Like it just doesn't happen. Like you get your jump scares here and there. That game put me in a constant sense of like terror. Like I ended stream and I was just like, bro, I've got to like watch some cartoons or something. I got to calm down. There's
Is it
one.
player?
No, it's a single player game.
Okay.
It's
I usually
a.
only play multiplayer
was-
or like scary games.
I was gonna say it is a single player horror game, but it can be considered one of your story based games because
Yeah.
it does have a story behind it and it's actually pretty intriguing. Blurp will be out. Yeah. No, she's just gonna add more to her to the bits. I want you to know I looked at your bits the other day and I was like, damn, those are expensive. And I was like, it's Kainsey's fault.
I had to up them.
I know, I know. Because he told me you'd cut him off because of him, and I was like, damn, you just ruined the fun for all of us. That's hilarious. But yes, I do I would suggest that game. It is really, really good as a
I
horror
will check
game.
it out. Is it on PC?
Yes. Is on Steam. I believe it's $20. I think that's how much you
Okay.
paid for it.
I think that would be worth it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I played it. So I do what I call Friday Night Frights. I play horror games on Fridays. And I've had to skip out on the past few Fridays. From one, I was sick one week, and then two, my work schedule has just been really beating the shit out of me lately, so I haven't been able to bring it back. But we might be bringing it back this Friday as long as I'm not too ridiculous. I like the SCP games. I have not found any of the SCP games. I've seen people play one of them, but I don't remember. I didn't know if it was a mod to another game or something. But hyping yourself down, that is an interesting aspect. I don't know how hyping myself down how that would feel.
I guess I'm a ball of anxiety. I don't know.
Well, you mentioned Skyline. You did recently get a promotion. Congratulations to that.
Thank you so much.
We got a COO over here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the big time corporate people. That's what happened. But no, congratulations on that. We talked about it a little bit. That is incredible. Congrats.
Thank you.
Kenji said he's still waiting on his invite over there.
I know.
All right, so we've talked a lot about being creators, about being streamers. What do you think is honestly the hardest part about being a content creator?
The hardest part for me or just in general?
For you.
For me, I'll get the feels again. For me, it's because I started streaming. I found like a tight-knit community, a bunch of really, really close friends, but it kind of went quickly, I guess. And now I'm part of so many different communities and now Skyline, and I'm working on building the content team and working around all of that all the time that I lose time sometimes for my own stuff, which means, well, and on top of that, most of my friends stream at nighttime. So that's when I'm feeding my kids and I've got them home from school and we're doing homework and we're doing things. And I can't do anything other than lurk. So while you guys are all supporting me during the daytime, I can only throw up a tab and and we put you in the corner and we watch you. And I usually don't have the time to even let you know that I'm lurking, let alone that I'm there and that I care and that I love you and I miss you. And it's one of those things where I love having the chat and I love talking to everyone and having those interactions all the time. And if I cannot give that back in return, it hurts me I just hate it. So I hate not being able to show my love back in return. That's the hardest part of streaming for me because of how my schedule is. It's hard.
Okay.
I try though.
I'm going to tell you something, and Nubsy actually said it today on TikTok. I don't know if you saw it or not. Nubsy said, Nubsy is an amazing content creator. He's amazing. I really enjoy my talking with him. He is one of the troll brothers. He's an amazing guy. He put a TikTok out today. He said that you got to remember this is technically a selfish thing. I'm paraphrasing what he said. Streaming is technically a selfish game. Remember, like, yes, being able to support everybody that supports you is a big thing that everybody wants to do. And honestly, I'm honest to say that I think it stresses all of us out more than we should let it stress us out. Because I find myself constantly all the time feeling like shit because I'm not supporting the people that do support me because I'm always working, or the days I'm not doing all my extra stuff, I'm spending time with my family. Remember, you can't grow your own garden if you're watering everybody else's flowers. Again, I'm paraphrasing what Nubsy said because I don't remember exactly word for word what he said. But it's basically that you got to remember to focus on you. You got to grow yourself. And yes, growing with others is very important, but focus on yourself. You don't let it beat you up and make you feel bad that you're not being as supportive to other people all the time.
Right.
If I could give some advice, because I beat myself up about that all the time as well.
I know, and I think that we all do and we try and it's not even, I don't know. I think that I've heard other streamers say they don't like when people come in and just write, lurk, and leave. I personally love it. And I think that even sometimes I'm just in such a fluster, I can't even write the words lurk, or I feel bad for certain streamers who I know that are as chatty as I am, that if I say lurk, I'm also going to be there for another 5 minutes, like explaining my lurk, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes I can't. And sometimes I'm driving or sometimes I'm doing things and everybody means so much to me that I'm constantly doing stuff, and it just is hard sometimes when I can't even tell them, like, it's been weeks since I've talked to you, but you have no idea that I've seen you like at least 5 times. Like I don't know. It's the weirdest, hardest part. Like, I know there's a lot of hard parts in trying to make it work and doing all the things, but because the social interaction means so much to me, that ends up being the hardest part for me.
Lurkers are the backbone of any community.
They are.
I don't remember who I heard say this, but you got to think when, let's put a hypothetical thing up. Let's say you go live tomorrow and you have 400 people in there. Some people are going to just lurk just because they're going to feel like their messages are going to get overshadowed, but they're still giving you support. Lurkers are incredibly important in streams.
Yes.
I personally, there are times, like you said, with myself, I'll have people tabbed up. Hey, Nubsy. I was just talking about him.
Your ears were burning, man.
We were just talking about you, Nubsy. But yeah, there's some times where I'm so busy with what I got going on, I don't even type lurk. I'll have 3 or 4 people pulled up, and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm giving them my view, I'm giving them that I gotta go. But
yeah,
I think that's just as important to on your own mental health state, not to stress about it because you're like, I'm still supporting.
I know that I'm there. Yeah.
So something else that I do specifically, I don't know if this will help you, in the terms of support. So there are a lot of people that stream during the day when I'm at work. I have terrible service while I'm at work when it comes to Twitch. Twitch won't even load. So there's a lot of people's streams I don't get to support. So I support them on the back end. I support them on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So if, like, for example, Nubsy, I don't always get to catch Nubsy's streams because he does stream when I'm at work sometimes. The moment I see Nubsy's face or his logo pop up on TikTok, I instantly like the video. I watch the entirety of it, and I 9 times out of 10 leave a comment on it. And sometimes I do forget. And then something that does add to the algorithm, hit share, and then do the copy link, and then either you can actually share it with people, or if you hit the copy link, it makes TikTok think, oh, he's sharing it with people, so it adds to the algorithm. I try to add some type of value on the back end if I can't support you in the front.
Yes. You know what? There's another. I was blown away, but I was invited to a couple Instagram groups that act like Discord, but we share each other's Instagram posts, and that you go over, you like, you comment, and you give as much support as humanly possible. So even if I don't see the light of day on one of your Twitch streams, I am liking and supporting the shit of your Instagram, your TikTok, anything and everything that I can. And I do. Yeah, we give each other support in so many different ways. I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. And Nubsy, we were talking about your TikTok that you posted today. That's what we were talking about, just so you know.
My list.
All right, so we talked about what's the hardest. Let's flip that around. What's the easiest part?
The easiest part. I would say I find this one the weirdest.
Okay.
I've mentioned it like in different ways. The easiest part is that because I found all those people who are more similar to me than I'm used to ever being, if you come to my stream and you come and hang out with me, it's just me hanging out in my house. you're more than likely seeing the most authentically version of me than you could possibly be, which is so rarity in my entire life. It's so weird to me that it comes so easily when we're in this setting. So I take comfort in knowing that I'm a more relaxed me when I'm hanging out with my friends in my streams. I don't know why, but it's just a thing.
That's understandable. It's a sense of peace, right? I think that's the best way to do it.
I don't know
That's a very funny friend called
who you're talking to. I think that's part of it. I do have a friendly friend named Wiley.
Who is Wiley? I'm curious now.
Wiley is when it's wine time and I've had too many of these.
Okay. So how often does that come out?
Usually I'll see you every Saturday night.
I also have a friend that comes out on stream from time to time. He has not made an appearance in a very long time, but I'm gonna leave that alter ego away because Cainsy's probably gonna expose it in a minute any damn way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually streaming from 11 in the morning until 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's the time that I stream. But during the summertime, I didn't do my Saturday night streams. But now that my kids are back in school, Saturday night streams are back on, and it's just a shit show. Really, it's fun.
Wiley's a fun to play Mario Kart with. I'm upset that I missed Mario Kart. So I'm currently having to work 7/12s. So I miss out on a lot of the fun community days.
Hi, Noodles. Noodles is my friend in real life.
Y'all went to the wedding last weekend, right? I remember,
we went to a wedding last weekend.
Pretty sure I remember you saying that.
Here's a funny story about our community and how it works. Me and Noodles were friends for years. We talked to each other, we saw each other, we laughed, we joked. And then one day we both found out that we were super nerds. And then we were like best friends.
Do we just become best friends?
You're a nerd too? What? We did book club. We joined a I made a book club so that when I was home and before I started streaming, I made a book club. So it had to be like you could either read the book or watch the movie or watch the TV show. I don't care as long as you know the story and you come and show up. That's all I care about. And she was the same way, and it was like, cool, I'm in. And then we're like, wait, you play video games too? And then we both started streaming around the same time.
It's
And
awesome.
it's been so much fun to share together.
The nerdum does bring a lot of people together. I will say
Yes.
that 100%. Super nerds unite. Now, what level of nerdum are y'all on? Is it just like video games, or does that extend into like anime, Marvel, DC, comic book type stuff?
Noodles is more into. Can you say Noodles like you're more into anime than I am? Definitely more into anime than I am. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I love
I
Harry
love
Potter.
Star
I love
Wars.
Lord of the Rings. I have a Star Wars tattoo. I love Star Wars. I was the person when episode 1, 2, and 3 came out. I was sitting on the floor in the theater before there was assigned seating, waiting to get into the theater for like 9 hours. I would sit and wait in line until they would let me in to watch the movie.
Kainsey, should I bring out my special weapon?
Yes, please.
I'll have to find it really quickly. I think it's still over here. Is it?
I want to see. I want to see.
So Kainsey asked for it was a couple months back, asked to do a weapon tour. Wanted me to bring all the weapons down and just kind of show everybody. And I saved my most powerful weapon for last. Let me grab it really quickly.
I'm so excited. Show her, Riddler. Gamer boy, hi.
All right, so I hope I don't get banned from Twitch for this. It's really powerful. All right, it's like instant death. I have Voldemort's wand. So I told him, like, this is the thing that had it. Like, I broke down every weapon on the wall, brought it down,
Yeah.
showed him. I brought my guns out, and I was like, Cage, you're not ready for this. It's my most powerful weapon of all. And I was like,
That's like my lazy 101. I'm like, Asio, more booze. Nothing happens, but I try. I try really hard.
but yeah, it was just one of those. It was one of those funny riddle. Like, it was just one of those moments that it happened. I was like, oh, I gotta fuck with Kainsey. It's just too easy. But yeah, I don't even remember where
Give me a
I got.
lightsaber. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm happy it was Harry Potter.
I don't have a lightsaber. Now, I do have a trip to Disney planned for next year, and I am going to go and build my own lightsaber.
Disneyland or Disney World?
The one in Florida, whichever one that is.
Oh. Well, I just went to Disneyland, and I'm going to tell you, I freaked the fuck out. I was so excited.
Oh, like, funny story with that. My wife was like, we was in the car, we was going to some family dinner. She was on the phone with somebody. She said, yeah, I just booked our family vacation. I was like, what? I was driving. I was like, what? Huh? This was not, I'm part of the family. I didn't get told about this. What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, oh yeah, we're going to Disneyland. I think it's Disneyland. Or Disney World. Whichever one's in Florida, that's the one we're going to. So I'm just going to say Disneyland. And I was like, I did not agree to such things. What? Like, not trying to like be a dick, but I was like, I'm part of the family. I feel like the family vacation should have been ran through me as well. And she's like, our son would love it. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, listen, I'm building a lightsaber. I don't care about the rest of that shit. Literally, that's the only thing I'm like. If I don't do anything but go and build a lightsaber, that's all I want to do.
I'm telling you this now. I saw a tauntaun head on the wall. And you go into this little structure, and there's like a glass case, and it's like when you go to the gun store, and there's a bunch of guns you can go choose through. Lightsabers, and not just any lightsabers, but Jedi Fallen Order lightsabers, the ones that you choose in the game.
So did you get one?
out. I don't know how well you know Nancy the fish, but I was like walking around. I was like, oh my god.
We have spoken once or
Yeah.
twice, I think, in your stream, me and Nancy.
Yeah. Oh, so
So,
funny. I
but-
was dying. It was so good.
so did you get one?
No, I'm poor.
Okay, that's
But I
understandable.
was there and I took so many pictures and I drove the Millennium Falcon twice.
Did you like reach Mach speeds? Like, did you what was it? Set the oh fuck. I literally just had it in my head and it went blank.
I know, me too.
Well, fuck it. But yeah,
Take
my entire goal
the hyperdrive.
when I go, I want to build a lightsaber.
Yes.
I want the the black crystal. I want that one. I know that is extraordinarily rare. If I don't get the black crystal, I want a purple one.
The Castle Run, yes.
Purple is my favorite. I don't know what hilt I want because there's a bunch of newer ones I don't know if they have, and I would enjoy them, but I don't want like Luke's hilt or not. Is it not Luke's?
No.
It's Obi-Wan's from the first 3 that released. The
Classic
weird-
and they're great, but
it
cows.
just doesn't look good. I look at it and be like, no, I don't want that.
I want the fancy shit.
Yeah, I
want
wouldn't mind
power.
the Inquisitor, the new Inquisitor ones. I like the looks of them, but I also think they're stupid. If I can say that.
I have one in my mind. I know exactly what it looks like from the video game, and I know I want that one with orange. I like the orange one.
See, I just
Also, I have to say to Boss Dude that I used to work for Disney. I worked at a travel agency. I had to become a Disney expert. I had to go to Disney college. But then also this particular job, I worked with Universal Studios as well. So we got to do like the backlot tours all the time over there in Jurassic World. And I just wanted to tell you, I saw your your comment, and I
was
totally
gonna say,
agree with Jurassic World.
Boss Dude, you're in my Discord. I'm gonna post this. Anybody else, if y'all not in the Discord, if y'all like to come and hang out, meet me in my Discord. There's a lot of really cool streamers in there. I actually have photos of me at the Jurassic Park thing from 2018. First time I ever went. And I went there and it was a lot of fun. I have a lot of really cool pictures from there. I went there for my birthday. That was my birthday present from my now wife. We had just gotten together. We'd been together for like 3 months. My birthday present was us going to Orlando. That was really awesome.
That's so fun.
I will tell you, I want to be rich and famous so I can go there and buy all the Deadpool figurines that cost like $600. Because like I was nerd. Deadpool's my favorite of all. So like we went into one shop and they had just nothing but figurines everywhere. And like I saw a really cool badass Deadpool and I was like, I'm getting that. And then I looked at the price tag. I said, no, the fuck I'm not, because it's $900. And I had to walk away, and it broke my heart. And I'm like, one day I'm going to be rich enough to be able to walk in here and be like, that's coming home with me.
Those Deadpool Funko Pops that looks like a barista. He's got like gauges and tattoos.
All of those right there. That entire shelf is nothing but Deadpool Funkos. And it's 3 layers.
I'll have to show you the picture of our new one.
I did, right here. Right here.
Yes. Yep, that's the one I got. Yep, I have that one and John McClane.
This one was sent to me by Johnny Boombots, and I want the actual Funko for it. I just don't have it. It's a mini one. It is a dino pool, and it's fucking awesome. I don't know why he was up there and not on my desk. I think it's because my son grabbed it. Yeah. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to comic books. You name it, I know it. Comic books, Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love the lore behind Star Wars. I do wish, and I need whoever does Star Wars next to listen to me. We don't give a fuck about this 2 Sith rule bullshit. Can we go back to the old days when it was just like a whole army of them fighting a whole army of Jedi? And can y'all please do the Force powers justice in a fucking movie for once? Please, it's not that hard.
Are you watching Andor?
I have not yet. I'm going to. It is on my list.
I've only watched episode 1 so far.
I will say I think they did a better. They're doing a better job because when Obi-Wan came out, I was super excited. The episode where Vader showed up in the town. Spoilers alert if you haven't watched it. I apologize. Where he showed up in the town. My biggest issue with Vader as a character was everybody always said how big of a menace he was. You never saw it. He was always just, all right, I force choke you, and then very lazily lightsaber fight. When he showed up in the town and was just dragging people through the town, like, this entire village is dead unless you pop up, Obi. I was like, that is what we've needed for years. I was so hyped and so excited. And then when they fought in the little cave, and they was in the dude had it's not a plane. The fighter jet went to take off, and he was just like, wow, and then ripped it in half. I was like, how hard was that? That is fucking phenomenal. If they focus more on stuff like that, I think Star Wars would do great.
I totally agree. That was.
I do think that the newest 3 movies was the worst ones. I will say that. Personal opinion, obviously.
They have like a hit or miss because I think 1, 2, and 3 were so crazily bad, and I love those.
Really?
So do you
I
know
liked
Topher
them.
Grace?
Topher Grace.
He
Sounds
was
familiar.
one of the main characters in that '70s show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he lived in LA. He did like in an indie theater. You can find it on YouTube. It's called The Phantom Edit. And it clumps together 1, 2, and 3, but kind of cuts out all the bullshit that you don't need.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about from that.
Everything in one video. Yes. I'm like, I like The Phantom Edit. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I really like, but I don't like because 4, 5, and 6 is naturally cheesy. And
Just from the time frame where it came out.
yeah, and when it came out at the time, C-3PO was super annoying. When they made 1, 2, and 3, they made Jar Jar annoying. They didn't need to do that.
Okay, have you seen or read the Jar Jar theory? Because if you haven't, I'm about to blow your mind. All right, I was about to say. I honestly think that was a real thing, and they just kind of went away from it.
Right?
Because I really enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. Granted, I watched it when I was a child, so I really didn't know too much to say, like, all right, these are kind of eh.
But, was it your introduction?
No, I'd watched the original 3 before, but I enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. I didn't find Jar Jar as annoying as everybody else, personally. But I do understand more as an adult now. I understand, like, all right, yeah, I can see they went over the top with them, but I wasn't mad about it.
Right.
I think 2 and 3 are phenomenal. I think 2 is really, really hard to beat. Honestly, 2 is my favorite, with all honesty. Just because the fight scenes in it, the story that happens in it, all of it led up to just greatness. I think it's really hard to beat 2. I think the fight scenes in 3 were amazing. I think the story could have been done a little bit better. Personally, I think they could have did a Revenge of the Sith Part 1, Part 2, and it would have been a lot better. I think that would have been better. In my opinion, they could have stretched the story out, told more about it.
Agreed.
And then 4, 5, and 6, all 3 instant classics. They're all great movies. Did
you like Rogue One?
No.
Really?
Wait, Rogue One. Which one is... No, I don't think I finished it. I think I fell asleep watching that one.
Ooh, go back and watch it.
I will say...
4.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that one was decent. I will say the newest trilogy, the first one gave me hope. The second one, ass. Third one, ass. I will say that.
I didn't like... I was mentioning like the natural of the cheesy of 4, 5, and 6, where I felt it was a little forced in 7, 8, 9. But I'm obsessed with Oscar Isaac. I think he's an incredible human being inside and outside of Star Wars. And I was really excited I think everybody that they pulled in for the cast was great. So besides from the cheesiness and the weird kiss of Kylo Ren and Rey, other than that, I'm on board with it all. I loved 7, 8, 9.
The first one was good. I think they were setting up for Finn to also be a Force user. in the first one. And I was like, okay. And then that storyline just disappeared.
Yeah.
It just completely disappeared. And then the part, it's a meme where she pulls up the Sith dagger and she's like, this thing is truly evil. But she's walking around with the Youngling Slayer 9000 on her hip and she didn't say anything about it. So I'm just like, what are y'all doing here?
And okay, I'm gonna ask you if you know this reference. When you put in #hug in my stream, it automatically pulls up my favorite moment of Star Wars and oh shit, Seth Green's show.
Oh, the adult chicken.
Yeah, in Robot Chicken. And Robot Chicken, he goes up to the little younglings and he's like, hello, children. And they're all, oh, it's so good to see you, Annie. Can my gift just be a hug? And he's like, tormented, you know? And he pulls out his lightsaber and he pretends that they're all sunflowers and he's like chopping through the sunflower field.
I said adult chicken, and I feel dumb. It's Adult Swim Robot Chicken.
You had it.
Yeah, I meshed some stuff up.
I didn't tell you that was my favorite part.
Fun fact about that movie: Revenge of the Sith was PG-13. You're allowed one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie. The most perfect spot for that spot was when Anakin pulled out his lightsaber with the younglings, and that little kid could just be like, well, fuck. Perfect moment, just saying. Should have happened. Needed a director's cut. Add it in.
At least in the director's cut. Come on.
Look, we're supposed to be doing an interview over here about streaming, and we're over here talking about Star Wars. Y'all can tell we're nerds. It happens. All right.
My brother, I told you he went to filmography school. I'm saying it wrong. He went to film school. He went to LA. He did the whole thing. When he was a kid, he would get his camcorder and we would make Star Wars movies. I was always Princess Leia because I was the girl voice, obviously. But we would have firecrackers and we would have explosions and like we had a pool table in the basement. So there was like all these like nooks and crannies. So it looks like caves. And we just had we had so much fun making Star Wars videos as a kid. I have videos or I have photos of us. I should be embarrassed, but I should post them. I'll probably post them in my Discord. It's me and him in the garage, like pretending to use the Force and then using MS Paint to add the lightsaber. Star Wars is life.
I agree. I enjoy being able to nerd out like that. It is a really fun. Like you said earlier, like having somebody talk about similar interests like that, you can get lost in the conversation like that very easily.
Yeah, just
like we just did.
Exactly.
All right. So my next question is going to be for you. How do you stay motivated to work on your stream, to work on your content?
I think it's all in a matter of like we said, being organized and staying on a schedule. I just continuously do the same things over and over and over again, and it gives me that momentum to keep going. I particularly don't love Mondays. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday to work on quieter stuff because I don't stream on Fridays, and then I stream on Saturdays and Sundays. And then Monday, for some reason, is such like a down day for me. It takes me a minute to like, I try not to do anything all day, but that ends up being the day that I get in my head and I'm like, ugh, what am I doing? You know? And then come Tuesday morning, bam, I'm back in it and I'm really excited again. And I like to stay on that busy motion and that keeps me going all the time.
Okay. When it comes to Mondays, I started something a few months back and it's kind of helped me mentally get over the Monday hump. So I know you're new to my Discord, but I do post in yours. I usually do a motivational message every morning. Typically Monday, I always say Monday is the best day of the week. And it's because you're starting the week. You start the week off thinking like this is the best it's going to get. Nothing's going to get better than this. The rest of your week's going to be just as good. And then you're not looking forward to Friday as much. You're not looking at, and then come the next week, you're not dreading Monday as much. I started that a couple months ago, and I will say it helps me significantly on my Mondays. It
What
really
would you
does.
do for a Sunday out of curiosity? And I'll explain my question in a sec.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You're good. Hey, skulking.
What up, Skulkin? So on Sundays, what do I normally do on Sundays? Is that what you're
Hmm.
saying?
Yes.
Recently, working,
Okay.
honestly. Outside of working Sundays, when I wasn't having issues with things, Sundays were typically my chill days. That I would spend pretty much all Sunday with just my family.
Right. Our week is just different at my household. Because I started working at the salon when I was 18 years old, I didn't have a weekend like everybody else because when you're on your weekend, that means you're available for me to come
Hmm.
and do your hair. Or at our tattoo shop, you're not working, so you're available. We work on the weekends.
Hmm.
So Monday, Sunday, Monday, or even Monday, Tuesday are our weekends. And so when everybody's getting all hyped for Monday, for me, Monday is a crash Sunday night. And it's Tuesday's like my Monday hype, get the week started going. So I don't know why I have like this weird crash thing that happens on Monday nights.
It's
Weird.
a mental reset. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's good to have those.
Hmm.
All right. So this next question is going to be an interesting one.
Okay.
What would you say, up as to right now, what is your greatest achievement when it comes to streaming?
um I would say I think of what everyone else would say. And that wouldn't be my answer because there's achievements and things that you celebrate as you go along and there's all those fun things. And I think I briefly mentioned earlier that for me, it's not easy for me to just be naturally me. I
Mhm.
have a version of me that I present to myself to whomever I'm with my whole life. And I don't know. Have a theory that it's an adoptee's version of being accepted in the environments because you have this constant fear of rejection and people leaving you all the time. And I think that I overthink that quite a bit. And in this particular community, I found it very odd how comfortable I feel and how authentically me I've I've ever presented myself
Mhm.
before. And and to me, that's a genuine achievement that I've never allowed to be forward very often, let alone as consistently as it's been since I've been here. So it's a self-preservation type achievement versus a streaming achievement, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it's understandable. If that's what you think is the greatest achievement, I mean, that's a perfect answer. All right. So, how do you go about promoting yourself and your channel?
Um, I don't know. I hate talking about myself. This is why this is so weird to me. I personally like Instagram the most. Instagram and Discord is where I will share the most of me. Um, I will post everything and everything that I do in Discord. I think that everyone in there, the way that I've built my Discord is just because I want those people that I've bonded with to come in and join me. Talk to me about movies and food and TV and stories and books and nerd shit everywhere. Like I just want you to come and talk to me about it. So I'll be there in Discord all the time, anytime anybody wants to talk about that. I like being a comfort. I heard food, I'm hungry. El Anto. Send me a picture, I'm ready. I
So,
like sharing.
with that, how important do you think promoting yourself is when it comes to streaming?
It depends what your goal is. I mean, if I
Fair
promoted
point.
myself as much as my peers do, maybe I would have twice as many followers as I do. But I have believed from day one to grow as organically as possible. I don't want to push ideas on people for people to just follow me and see if that idea sticks. I want people to genuinely follow me because they like to spend time and be a part of the type of community that I'm trying to build. That's more important to me, and I try to stick with that.
Okay. That's actually a very, very smart answer. I like it a lot. Now, we are, chat, just so y'all know, we are getting down to the last few questions. So, Riley, if you have somebody that you are interested in me rating, I spoke to you about that before. If you want to send there, if you want to look for somebody and send that to me on Discord.
All right.
And then also, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, once we do get done, when we get done with the last question, y'all will be able to ask myself or Riley any questions that y'all would like. You could direct them to one or the other or both. It's up to you. So just as a heads up. All right. So when it comes to being organized, how well is organization needed for you?
For me, big time. I feel like ADHD is huge. I will get so distracted and so enthralled in something that I can't pull myself out of unless I have it like as a structured, I need to be here at this time and I need to do this at this time and this needs to be done by this time, and I'm constantly on that thing, but that's also because I'm also doing 5 things at one time. So I'm doing whatever my stream needs and I'm doing whatever Skyline needs and whatever my streamers need and whatever my content team needs first and foremost. And I can't do it without some type of structure. I'm organized in a way of like, even I label things at my house, like everything has a place because it saves me time. I've noticed that if I don't have it organized, it's just a chaotic mess. And even if I don't make it to those spots of organization, at least they're there. They're set in stone. I can get it there when I can. I have to. I have to try, otherwise I'm just a mess. I
Okay.
have to.
I mean, organization is a very big thing. I will say, stream wise, my organization is decent. But when it comes to stuff like organizing stuff on my PC, terrible. I'll start working on stuff. Now, all right, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna get it organized, and then I start it, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. It gets on my nerves. But like as far as like organizing stuff around the house and in my desk and stuff, super important.
Do you know Friends very well?
The show,
Yeah.
not really.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've
Monica
watched it, but not
is
like.
organizational. And she has a closet that's just like a clutter that she won't let anybody see. Like, I definitely have a Monica closet. Mostly
just
everything's organized, and then I've got a Monica closet.
just a whole bunch of stuff everywhere.
Yeah, top to ceiling to floor.
I mean, I feel like everybody's got something like that. Honestly, even I don't care how organized you are. There's some spot in your house you're like, all right, there's some junk here. Just leave it.
This is the pile that I'll get to soon.
Eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, when it comes to working on your stream, do you prefer working independently, playing your story-based games, or do you prefer or think that you thrive more in the community nights where you have multiple people in there hanging out with you?
That's a hard one because some of it depends on my mood. My favorite is the RPGs. Like I said, I'm working on Ghost of Tsushima right now. I did start Days Gone, but that's gonna take me down forever. The Last of Us, I did that recently. I'm obsessed I did story 1 and story 2. They just launched a trailer. I'm gonna tell you right now, I cried this morning. It was beautiful. I can't wait. And I really, really love those games. I feel like this last few months were a little crazy, so I ended up playing more Fortnite than I normally do, and I played with more friends than I normally do. Um, I what was the question? I lost it.
Do you think you thrive more in a solo game or in like having community based games where you have more people
Okay.
coming in?
Okay, so yeah, I guess it does depend on my mood. So when I play the RPG games, I get more one-on-one conversations with my chat. Those are my absolute favorite days. I think they're really, really, really fun. When I play with friends, it's like a medium day where I'm half into chat, half into who I'm playing with. My community days I've turned into every Sundays because I have so many people come in lately on my Fortnite days that are like, "Can I play? Can I play? I want to play." And I'm like, "I want to," but I'm like, "We're full," or "We'll see." And I hate not being dependable in that way. So I started doing community days like a month ago. Every single Sunday, that's the day that you can find me where you can come and join me and play with me, and I've started looking so forward to it that I get so, so, so excited. And it gives me a totally different experience. I started co hosting them just to bring more community events in all the time. I've got one coming up this Sunday with um, Yellow's Club, and
Hmm.
then next Sunday with De Silva Bullet. Like I have my whole October planned out. I'm really excited. It just depends my mood. I've organized it, I guess,
Hmm.
as to I can count on my Sunday to be my community day and hang out with everybody day. My other days are all gonna be RPG unless I'm down, in which case I'll play Fortnite with friends.
Okay. All right. So let's see. One of my last questions. I have one more I'm going to ask after this one. I didn't send this to you. I did it on purpose. I want to see what your raw
Sure.
answer is going to be to it.
Okay.
So, what is one piece of information that you've learned in this past year that you think has helped you the most when it comes to streaming?
One piece of information that helps me the most. Um, that I don't know. Uh, I'm the type of person that I could be surrounded by a million people and just still feel alone. And this community has been uniquely special to me that I don't feel that way all the time. Um, it's very special to me and it gets me emotional and worked up because I like knowing that other people are feeling the way that I do. I think our community is so unique and special. It means a lot to me. I don't know.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Then put it on the spot.
A weird one.
All right. So my last question I'm going to ask you before we open it up to the chat.
Okay.
What is one piece of advice you would give to a new streamer who hasn't streamed before?
Okay. Easy. Don't try to be what you think they want you to be. This is a community that you're fixed on, entertaining in a way, but like you just be you. You're going to attract the people that you attract. I don't want to attract people who don't appeal to me, I guess. And if you have those type of people having those fake interactions with you, you're going to have fake interactions. And isn't that the idea? Is that you want to communicate with your community? Your community that you're building is based off of you and your personality. You want to build like-minded individuals and stay true to yourself. Do not bend to anyone else's ways. be true to you and always stay that way.
I agree. That's good. Authenticity is very,
Yes.
very big on that list. Also, I think transparency is something that a lot of streamers don't. I don't want to say don't do, but complete transparency with people. So like I've recently been going through some financial issues, and I've told my stream, I was like, listen, I'm working a lot more hours. I'm trying to fix my financial problems. I tell them because I don't want y'all to think like, oh well, he quit caring about streaming as much. It's not that. I have my own life that I have to deal with. I have to get my stuff sorted out. But like being completely honest with everybody in my community, I feel I get a level of respect that somebody who's just like, guys, I'm just not feeling it today, and don't tell you what's actually going on, if that makes some types of sense.
It totally
But
makes sense.
I do think that having some level of privacy still is important, but at the same time, I open my life up to y'all. I'm a streamer. I give y'all my all. I want y'all to understand when I'm going through something. I I want y'all to know, like, hey, I'm going through it, but I'm going to be okay. That's why I tell people, yes, I'm stressed, but I'm doing it with a smile on my face. I'm going to make it through it.
Yes. And you don't have to tell everyone your personal business
Yeah.
by any means, but make sure that you have a safe avenue that gives you that support.
Mhm.
I don't know, I've learned a lot about how my I told you the adoptee community kind of really thrives and needs therapy, and not only therapy that but the therapists that understand this particular niche. And I opted out. I thought that just finding other like-minded people is exactly what I need, and for me that totally works.
Mhm.
So if it's not therapy, just make sure that you have a safe avenue, that you're putting it somewhere, put that outlet somewhere safe, and don't hold on to it, don't harbor it. Make sure you share. But yeah, you don't have to share it with everyone all the
Yeah,
time.
I agree.
Be real.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that concludes all of my questions. Now, Riley, if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, I'm also going to open it up for you, allow you to take the spotlight if you want to ask anything, and also chat. It's up to y'all. If y'all have any questions y'all want to direct towards myself or Miss Riley, now would be the time. So,
Okay, I got one.
okay.
Okay, you got a Potter nerd wand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel, or DC? Or is that too many all at once?
Marvel.
Okay.
I say Marvel for one reason. I'm a huge comic book nerd. Comic books was kind of my safe haven when I was a kid. I would
Mm-hmm.
read comic books and just kind of get lost in the world. Harry Potter came a little bit later in my life. I think Harry Potter started when I was about 10, 11. The books were out, but I wasn't huge into reading at that time. Um, so DC versus Marvel. I like both. I like Marvel better. I think their stories are better. I think their characters are, although all characters are very similar, I do enjoy Marvel's takes on most characters better. And Star Wars is higher on the list than DC and Marvel, or not Marvel, higher on the list. So it'd be Marvel, Star Wars, uh, Harry Potter, DC. I enjoy Star Wars more because of the lore. I started reading the books and the comics and everything that came with Star Wars, so I know a lot of the older stories that are never going to see the light of day from a movie or in a TV show. And the lore and stuff that comes with it is what really gets me, because I like to live, not, that's going to sound weird. I want to say I like to live in a world of fantasy. I like to,
Yeah.
when I'm reading, I feel like I'm in that space. And
Yeah.
the feeling you get from Star Wars is unparalleled to like Harry Potter, because technically if you look into like art histories of the world, magic is a real thing if you look at the histories and whatnot. So there is chance that you could stumble upon some stuff and actually learn some type of magic. So then you mix fantasy and reality. It's really weird. I know I sound stupid for saying that, but it is a possibility.
You're not to me, you're not. You're
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, it's just one of those. I don't know. Marvel is definitely my favorite just because it was kind of my safe haven when I was a child.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So next question is for Riley. How much barbecue sauce do you want when you get to the final stages ironed out? Yes, Kate, you can have some too.
Like a gallon? I don't know. However much you're comfortable making, I will gladly accept. I'm so excited, Nubsy.
All right. And then he asked, but real question, what is the most obscure game you've played?
Ooh, obscure.
I don't think I played any obscure games.
I'm like, I'd have to like look at my. I mean, what qualifies as obscure?
Yeah. Nubsy, can we get a definition of obscured from you? Also, Boss Dude wants to know, do we play any mobile games? I have one that I play when I'm at work when my service is just absolutely not working if I ever get time to be on my phone. It is just it's called Marble Shoot. It's nothing fancy at all. Literally, it's just I don't know what game to compare it to. You just shoot the same color 3 in a row, they go away. And it's literally just for like to pass time the last like 20 minutes I'm at work.
Right?
Let's see.
I had to look mine up. I've got I particularly love Gordon Ramsay's cooking game.
I didn't know that was a thing.
He screams at you the whole time and tells you you're stupid, and I love it. I like that. I like the Happy Color by Number game.
My wife
And I
is
love
addicted to that game.
Journey. I like the cooking games, and I have the daily crossword puzzle that I like.
All right. Skulking asked, how much do I enjoy these interviews and what made me think of doing them? All right. That's a very good question. Honestly, I can say with full certainty, outside of doing the Soul Link Nuzlocke that I was doing with Kainsey, this is my number one favorite thing to do on stream. I don't know why. I really enjoy bringing somebody else in who I might not know as well. So like me and Riley know each other, but we don't really know each other. We haven't had deep personal talk, so we can't really. This is a new level for us. I enjoy doing this not only for myself, but I get to mix communities. I get to meet new people, and then I'm putting these out there on YouTube as well, specifically so other people can come in and be like, "Hey, I don't know who that person is, but it's given an opportunity for somebody else to come and see him." Now, I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't have a huge following on YouTube or anything else. It's just one of those like, you never know who's going to see what and when they're going to see it. And who knows? They might see, Kenji, thank you for posting that. They might see it on my YouTube and be like, hey, I want to check that person out. And that might be your new favorite streamer just because they saw the interview and was like, hey, that's a really cool person. So I do this selfishly and not selfishly. I enjoy it on a selfish level because I get to meet new people and really get to dig into how their brain works with streaming, because all of us are streamers and every single one of us do things differently. And the thing that made me want to start doing them, I actually got interviewed about 5 or 6 months ago. I think it's been a while, and I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed doing it. And I was like, I think other people might enjoy doing this, so I want to jump in here and try it out. That's what started it, and I'm making progress. I'm making it better each week. Or at least I think I am. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
You're so good at it too. I told you too, you're such a genuinely beautiful, calm, and kind person. You're naturally wonderful at this.
So I tell everybody, because I did mention that I was an MMA fighter earlier. I've seen a lot of really bad in my life, and a lot of people. I will explain that in the sense that some people have asked me why I'm always so positive, or why I'm so nice in the sense of how I deal with things. I've seen truly bad things happen in my life, really, really bad things. I've only told maybe 8 people in my life some of the really bad things that I've seen and witnessed and have had happen to me. I don't ever want that to happen to somebody else. So I try to be as nice and genuine to people, because in my darkest days, the nice people who would just be like, "Hey man, are you okay?" Those little things right there would change my outlook on the day. And honestly, like, the feeling of getting one person to come in here and watch me watch stream, I get that feeling from that. And I don't ever want to forget that feeling. That's why I try to be as nice and as positive to everybody, because I want to make sure that if you're having a bad day, you can be like, Riddler said I'm going to make it through today. So like, if you look at my Discord, I tell people all the time, I believe in you. And I don't just say that to say it. I honestly do. There's a lot of people that I want y'all to know that I love y'all and I appreciate everything y'all do, and that I do believe in you. Even if y'all don't know me on a personal level. It's just the honest truth. I really do appreciate all y'all, and I do love y'all. Y'all are fucking amazing. I feel like that was a long-winded answer.
No, you're amazing. I love it.
Game that was never popular that you don't find on the charts or normally say little to no one cares about. That is his definition of obscure. Supreme, welcome in, brother. How you doing? Glad to see you, brother. Man, I love Supreme. That dude is fucking awesome.
Other streamer in the world that comes into the room and everybody in the room is like, "Oh my God, Supreme!"
No, it's only Supreme.
Dude. Always. Oh, love you, Supreme.
But yeah. Sad I can't use point. What points can you not? Do you not have points, Anton? I don't know how to give points. I apologize. I'm terrible with that part. But yeah. Other than that, if anybody else has any other questions, Riley, did you pick somebody that we're gonna we can raid?
Definitely didn't forget.
Okay.
Just stand by.
Yeah, points. Anton, what are you trying to redeem? Redeem it. Well, let me click it. What are you trying to redeem? I think all my stuff should be on. Casey, bring back a month. Casey, the Soul Link's over. I lost it. Bring back the Nuzlocke. We have talked about doing another one. We just have not actively set it up yet. Mostly because my work schedule's been ass. Actually, I need to delete that real quick.
Okay, I know where we go.
All right. Send it to me on Discord and I'll get them brought up. All right. Kenzie, I deleted that. Thank you for reminding me. I honestly forgot it was there. Hydrate. I got you with the hydrate. Oh, never answered the obscure game. All right, so hold on. He said that an obscure game is a game that was never popular, that you don't find on the charts, and normally say little to no one knows about it. I don't know. Honestly, I would have to get back with you on that, because I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think I've played any games like that off the top of my head. How do I go about picking people for interview? So I try to stay a month in advance at scheduling. So like right now I am booked up until Halloween. So about, let's see, we're at right here. So I'll get to probably October 10th. I'll get through that interview and then I'll start going through and sending people messages. I don't really have a set way. I'll speak to other individuals and be like, hey, do you think this person would be cool for an interview, or not necessarily cool, just cool to interview? Do you think they'd be okay with it? Because there's a lot of people that I've reached out to that I don't know almost at all. But like we know each other from other people's streams. And I'll message people that I know them a little bit better. Like, hey, do you think this person would be interested? Or do you think they'd be okay with me messaging them? That's really just, I don't really have a set way. Like I've got some people from TikTok that I know from TikTok, but I've only been in their streams a few times. I have some people from YouTube planned out that I've been in their streams on YouTube or only watched their YouTube content. So I don't really have a set way of picking people. I just kind of, start talking to people and whatnot. I think the browser source that I'm in. Hold up. And so just let me know which one it is. That way I know if something's messed up, I can get that fixed. Stumped them. Yeah. Nubsy, I don't really think I played any obscure games, honestly. Favorite game of all time. Riley, I'm going to let you answer that one first.
I'm obsessed right now with The Last of Us. I cannot get enough of it. I don't know why.
Get into that game. I tried with that.
Did you play the first and the second, or just the first?
I tried the first one, and you get to the city, and he does that super slow cowboy walk everywhere, and it annoyed the piss out of me, and I can't get past it. I don't know why. It's a mental thing in my head. I'll get to it, and I'll be like, all right, fuck this game. He walks too slow. I'm done. Anytime with hydrate again. Thank you.
Like this guy, he walks too slow.
I swear. So I've done that. I've done that on The Last of Us 3 separate times. Swear to God.
I went through this thing where I'm like, I even posted about it on my Instagram, who I think would be a perfect cast for the show, and then they cast the show, and I was like, okay, all right, okay, I can get on board a little bit. And then today I watched the preview for the new show. I'm freaking out. I'm so excited. In the last few months, I've been watching people do like permadeath runs and over and over and over again, playing the same thing over and over again. But the storyline is so good, and I get so into it. I loved it.
I will try and give it another shot. I will say that. And before anybody looks at Kanesy's message and takes it too fucking serious, Kanesy was one of the first people I offered to interview that lying sack of shit before he says anything. And y'all take it serious.
Sack of shit.
It's hard because our schedules conflict. That's the biggest issue. He's 7 hours ahead of me, and then I do this on Mondays, and he can't do it on Mondays. So we are trying to work something out to where we can get it to where I can get him on for an interview, because I already know it's not going to be an interview. It's going to be a 2-hour roast session. And to answer the question, my favorite game of all time is God of War. I don't have a specific one, just the God of War franchise in itself. Yeah.
Lump it all in.
Yeah. It's that is my favorite.
That's a cool story.
That and Pokemon. Pokemon's a very safe secondary on that one.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Gliscor. Gliscor is my number one dude.
That's adorable.
VGK, thank you for the compliment saying I do a good job on this. I appreciate it. I do put a lot of work. Now, I will say, if any of y'all see any critiques, anything y'all think could be added, any questions y'all think I could add, shoot me a message. Shoot it to me on Discord. Shoot it to me on a whisper if you want. I'm always looking to improve.
I've got one for you.
All right.
This determines whether we can still be friends.
Oh, God. Also, before you ask, boss dude, I'm not ignoring your question. No, I do not play Apex. I fucking hate Apex. I will play it with my community people every once in a while, but I fucking hate Apex. Sorry. Go ahead.
How is your feelings of X-Men?
I like them.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite, Iceman. Iceman and Magneto. Those are my two favorites.
Oh, Magneto. Okay.
Iceman is, see, here's the thing. You're going to get the nerd side out of me going again. Iceman is an Omega level threat. Thank you very much. You over here like, Iceman? I saw him in X-Men 3. He was terrible. I agree. In the movie, he was ass cheeks. Read a comic book. He's fucking phenomenal. He literally looked at the world and said, you know what? Freeze this whole bitch. And he snapped his fingers and the entire world went to another ice age.
Also, I'm an 80s
Correct.
baby, so like half a second I envisioned Iceman Val Kilmer like on top of it. So Iceman, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the stream. I gotta fucking leave off that one.
And this is where I leave you.
No, there's a lot of really good X-Men. Off the top of my head, Magneto is top 3. I would probably put him at number 2. Well, actually, I'd put him on par with Iceman as number 1. Number 2, Nightcrawler. He's amazing.
I like Nightcrawler. I do.
I will get a lot of hate. Wolverine's in my top 5, but he is number 5. Wolverine's amazing. I like him as a character, but when you have a character as broken as him, he does get boring. I hate to say that because my favorite character is
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yes, when you have a character that can basically not die ever, no matter what, it gets boring. Yes, like he's gonna have a good fight. Whatever fight he's gonna have is gonna be phenomenal. But at the end of the day, he's not gonna take any damage. And like, oh, well, this is pointless ass fucking fight. He's gonna win.
But he's tortured.
He does so. That man don't feel pain no more. That man gets hit and then he just looks at you like, yeah, it hurts, but guess what? In about 2 seconds, it's not gonna hurt at all anymore. And then I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
That's the thing about it, is every time they come out, they're painful. So no matter every single move, cool thing he does, hurts.
But
you got a paper cut. I'm sure you're upset about it for like a solid 48 hours.
First and foremost, we ain't just gonna walk past a paper cut like they ain't the most painful cuts of all because they don't go away. That's what we're not gonna do, okay? I've been stabbed with a knife and I'd rather get fucking stabbed by a knife than a paper cut. All right, I'm just gonna throw that out there. They're painful. And then don't get me mixed up when you're in the kitchen with a paper cut on your finger and then you get to cutting some lemons or something. You're like, shit. You don't ever remember it.
But listen, when he has like adamantium steel, right, it's gonna slice through your skin all pleasantly. But what when it was bones? That's just shoving that on through.
So he got used to it. He said it in the comic book. He said it doesn't hurt no more because he got used to it. He got used to the pain.
It's just flesh.
I said that with a passion. I just shared your disc. Oh, okay. Let's see. Basically, I like them. Yeah, I love all the X-Men. There's a ton of amazing X-Men. Don't get me wrong. Juggernaut is amazing as well.
I woke up every single morning before school and I watched X-Men every day.
That was a good one. I woke up and watched Pokemon. That was the one I used to watch. Boss dude, anyone to watch Stranger Things? I recently watched through all of it. Fucking love it.
Love Stranger Things.
Best show of all time. It is one of the best shows of all time. Not the best show of all time. I will say that. Just wait till the paper cut your finger off.
Isn't there a thing where everyone on my stream was talking about that song over and over and over again? I'm like, I don't get.
The one Cainsy's got stuck in his head for 6 months straight now.
Yes, and I was like,
yeah. Okay. So like, that's a good song. I will tell you the one from Stranger Things that had me like just ramped up. It was when Eddie did his solo at the end of the show. When he did that, I was like, hey, that was fucking heat.
Have you seen the video of him just doing it? He can actually play that on guitar. Yeah. It's insanity. It's so good. Once I saw the episode of Running Up That Hill, it was like 4 weeks after everybody had been talking about it on my stream, and I was like, okay, I get it. I get it.
I watched it 2 months after everybody else did. I started Stranger Things like 3 months ago. So when season 4 came out, everybody was talking about how great it was, and it ended, or everybody had already watched it. I was talking about it on stream. I was like, I've never watched a single episode of it, and everybody was like, you did what? Go watch it. And I was just like, I need a new show to watch anyways. I was like, me and my wife at that point, it was like we didn't have another show. We had just finished whatever show we was watching at the time. I was like, fuck it. I asked her, I was like, would you watch it? Because she's really not into shows like that at all. Like, I don't know if you do it or anybody else's wife does it. We'll be watching the show and this is
no, I'm yelling
the entire time, and I'm like, you missing the best part. He's like, no, I was paying attention. No, you wasn't. Lie again. I was watching you. You was neck deep in your phone right there.
I'm the one that goes to the movie theater by myself just so you won't talk to me during it.
Kenzie was cussing me out about the fact that I didn't watch it.
And as to what Supreme was saying, are you too young to understand like the joy of Saturday morning cartoons?
No. I missed the good old Saturday cartoon one.
Oh, okay. We were like, it was the best.
Oh yeah, waking up watching Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho. What was the other one? It was Pokemon, Yu Yu Hakusho. What was another one? Beyblade. I don't remember the other one. Jetix. Yes, Jetix was awesome.
I don't know how I missed all of those. I didn't know about those until later for some reason. I watched X-Men and Looney Tunes and Transformers and all the things.
Do you prefer Looney Tunes or Baby Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes, but the baby Looney Tunes, I like the little do you remember the Daffy Duck character?
Mm-hmm.
And he would get in the elevator, or he talk about like the toilet and like clog the toilet or get in the elevator and goes, elevator go up.
Yeah.
Go down. And it just like fuck with everyone, and they'd get stuck going up
Yes,
and down.
Nancy, Tiny Toons. That was my favorite. My favorite was Taz. Taz as a baby was just fucking amazing. I loved it.
I did like that. I loved Animaniacs.
That was a good one as well. Did you like it when they brought it back?
I didn't watch it. I was going to because I wanted to know if they brought in the little kid. You know, the little kid who comes out of the house and he's like, this one time, and he would tell this little story and be like, okay, bye, and then go run back to the house. I remember that guy. I wanted that guy, and I wanted the I love mafia type movies, so I loved the pigeons. They were really good.
Kenzie, are you talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog? Did y'all know that? If y'all did not know, that was based on a real story.
Courage? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog was based on a real story. Pinky and the Brain. I was just about to say that. Pinky and the Brain. That is me and Kenzie when you put us together talking. That's literally our personalities mixed right there.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before we end it off and start up the raid, do y'all have anything else? Any more questions to throw our way before we go? Or Riley, if you have any more questions.
Supreme, did you see my song I posted? I promised if I ever sung on stream, Supreme would be there. Day one, I told Supreme, but I did post in my Discord a song, just barely. Right. I wanted to know if Supreme heard it.
Kenzie has a question for the both of us.
Okay.
All right. Sure, he's typing away right now. Y'all got $1. Technically, yes. Is there a punchline coming or something?
It's in the art section, Supreme.
Let's see. I'm just wasting time. Fuck off, Kenzie.
It's me testing a theory. So you tell me your opinion.
Alright. So Kenzie's being a dickhead. Should have asked. Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, I am going to start the raid now. I want y'all to know, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to everybody. Riley, thank you for coming in and hanging out. It does mean a great deal to me. I appreciate you getting to know more about myself and me getting to know more about y'all. Y'all, if y'all are a member of the Viking Horde, the Great Heathen Army, if y'all are subbed to the channel, please drop the Viking Raid emotes right there. Let them know where you're coming from. If not, just type out Viking Raid. They'll know where you're coming from. But one final little shout out to Riley, if you don't mind. Kenzie, please and thank you. I'm also going to shout out my Discord and my Linktree. If you check out the Discord, that is where you'll find me, and you get to meet me on a more personal level. A whole bunch of cool streamers in there. If you want to check out the Linktree, that'll take you to any and all of my socials. I post on all of those almost daily. I'm trying to get better on posting everything daily. Please bear with me. I'm working a lot of hours, so there are days that I don't post at all. But that'll take you to my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, all of that. Riley,
Give it up to
thank
our
you.
host, too, the Riddler. You're an amazing human being. Thank you so much for your time
Thank you.
and for everything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But we are going to be rating out to Gigabyte. Is that how I say that?
Digibite,
Digibyte. There we go.
one of my favorite humans.
So we're going to be rating out to them. Y'all show them some love. Let them know where you're coming from. And until Wednesday, I should be back Wednesday, possibly on Bloodborne, maybe on something else. Don't know yet. I'll let y'all know in the Discord. I'll keep y'all up to date. Bye, everybody.
Like you're
Uh-oh, trouble's here.
I'll be safer than you.
All right.